Hi, I'm Cloaked. I've played a lot of random games. As far as MMOs go, I used to be huge into Final Fantasy XIV. As you can see, I have almost 1900 hours. Uh, that was until the incident. The incident might be talked about at some other point. After the incident, my friends got me back into RuneScape, and I enjoyed it. I really didn't like this game growing up for the sole fact of it beat out a game that I really enjoyed as a kid, which is basically dead now, that's fine. Um, After all of that, I kind of became lost and unsure of what to do as I just kind of trailed around and followed my friends on what they were doing and following the optimal quest guide and so on and so forth. And don't get me wrong, I'm no alien food who I honestly found love for this game again because of him. I don't think I can play this game completely unguided like he does. He's honestly a champion. Which, well, leads me to this character, who I made strictly to try and complete every quest. I'm not really quite there yet. I've completed a lot of them, but there's still a lot to go. I wanted to try and get done as much as I could and learn as much as I could well before I'd rejoin my friend's group, Ironman group, with a brand new character in tow. I've learned quite a bit, I've leveled up a lot of skills, I'm still nowhere even close to being maxed. But I found it almost stale again. Not necessarily stale, but I'm kind of in the same loop of, okay, well, I can do this, or I can go and grind this skill. And I think a lot of people might get into that. Honestly, as things started to get stale, I started to watch a new creator who came up in my YouTube feed called Maple Up. And he kind of reinvigorated my love for the game again, in another sense. He's doing a challenge run called a Capelock, and I thought, huh, that's really interesting and honestly seems fairly difficult depending on how you do it. And I've talked to my friends and the like of this Capelock and what we think optimal skills would be, and so on and so forth. But honestly, the more I think about it, the more I wanted to try to do a Capelock. I think it's fascinating. I love challenge runs. I've done Soul Level 1 Dark Souls runs and stuff like that. I've done all sorts of Pokemon Nuzlocks and stuff. I beat, I think it was Heart Gold or something like that with nothing but a Shed Ninja because I thought it would be interesting. And the like. So why not make a Capelock? The simple answer to not wanting to do it at first is, well, on my quote-unquote main character, I still don't have a 99 skill. So why would I go and make a new character just to make a 99? I I kind of love challenges, so I think I'm super unsure of how this challenge will go. I'm ready and eager to try and do it, but I haven't done anything in this really. The best I've done is I've completed some Barrows runs. I've still yet to get a Fire Cape, anything along those lines. So this is more of a challenge to myself than anything. I want to try and do a proper challenge in this because I feel like it will give me something to actually want to do and something to strive for. But to do that, we need a tier list of what we can do and what we won't be able to do, and the skills that are going to really push it and make things much better. The issue is, or the difference in the way that I want to do this in comparison to Maple Syrup, is I want to do this as a hardcore Ironman. If I lose my hardcore status, it's really not that big of a deal to me. It's just something I've wanted to do. I wanted to originally make the my other character a hardcore Ironman, but I thought I'd probably end up joining my friend's group Ironman after a little while, after I remembered how to play a little bit more and figured out how to do things without just telling me, yeah, you can do this quest, and so on and so forth. The other thing that I want to do differently is combat stats will allow me to level up my hit points. I'm not insane. I don't know how he intends to do it. Well, I know how he intends to do it, but I don't know if I really want to do that myself. If we do happen to roll magic, maybe I'll test how my splash game and book knowledge works to just get myself up to 99 magic before even getting a hit point. We'll see. But without further ado, this is the tier list, I guess, of what I would like and what I would like to go for and what wouldn't really work, I suppose. So, a number one, which might actually be kind of surprising, and this is mainly because of after seeing Maple Syriup's video and how he started it all, Hunter honestly seems like a fantastic pick. For the sole fact of money, you get a lot of other things, you can get some Blessed Bone Shard like stuff, so on and so forth. It'll be huge. And it'll be absolutely huge. Um, Agility would be another really good one. I don't really know how I'm going to make money with agility to buy the skill cape afterwards, but that's besides the point. Um, Another one that my friends and I talked about that would be very good is fishing. We have all of the food that we will ever, well, probably not ever, but all of the food that I'll need for the vast majority of combat skills just right there. Well, the issue will be not knowing how to cook it until I get that. Um, Another skill that is just going to boost and elevate everything immensely is woodcutting. I honestly, it will be boring watching somebody just chop a tree over and over and over again because I don't think there's anything other than like the little forestry mini games to get anima bark and so on and so forth. I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not a huge RuneScape player until now, kind of. I've started to put a lot more hours in. The other skill that we think would be absolutely massive would be mining. Mining will lead us into smithing, which will then lead us into crafting, and so on and so forth. Mining will also, once it leads into smithing, really help us with fletching, incidentally. We can do a couple quests, and we can get the smithing levels to then learn how to make iron or bronze or so on and so forth darts. We can buy all of our feathers and the like after that, and we can just make darts all the way to 99. Apparently I have a drunken dwarf. um, so, saying that, I don't think we can do fletching off the hop, and by that I mean I don't want to sit and find random logs and fletch bows and arrows all the way to 99. I don't think anybody really wants to see that, so I'm just going to put fletching in the non-applicable section. On top of that, I don't think smithing is possible at first either until we get mining. I don't know how feasible um Giant's Foundry is, and I believe we have to get to level 10 smithing first, and I don't really know how we're going to get to level 10 smithing just to even get into Giant's Foundry. On top of that, I don't believe crafting will be possible for us. And construction is a no-go. We have zero money, we have zero materials, and no real way to get the materials apart from running into the wilderness and grabbing random planks. Herblore is also impossible. Just negate it completely. Rune crafting won't be possible until we get magic. Slayer's impossible until we get a combat skill. Thieving honestly would be very nice, but it's just gonna help. Until we get agility, the thieving outfit it's impossible to get, which is what makes thieving really, really good. Prayer, I don't think will be possible until we can get at least a combat skill, because then we can start collecting bones and the like, even possibly go to the ectophile at least and grind the bones into dust and so on and so forth. I think that would work. Honestly, I've been enjoying farming and doing tithe farm, but doing that would probably kill me. Not fully, just raking patches, and I guess I would have to do Death Garden or something along those lines just to get the stats up there to be able to do that. I don't fully know how cooking would work or if we could do cooking off of the hop. I guess we could just bake a shitload of bread, so maybe cooking would be just death. Um, and again, much like fletching and the like, fire making just is a no. Until we can get wood cutting or something else along those lines, I truly don't think that those are possible. Uh, the hit points cape is I don't think we can necessarily roll hit points. Ideally, if I'm rolling any of the combat skills, I think I would like to roll strength and as well strength and magic. I believe I can train without actually getting hit points, possibly. I know that I can with range as well, but I know that I will have to get range up high enough to get the dwarf cannon. So, in saying that, I think that if I want to stay true to this challenge, range and the like, and all of that is going to go down here. Um, those two skills, strength and magic, will be feasible, and depending on how insane I genuinely want to be, I could potentially get them up to 99 without leveling up a single point of hit points. If I do happen to roll range, defense, or attack, I don't think I want to go the crazy route and not level up hit points at the same time. That's just me, and saving myself from not wanting to struggle over and over and over again. With that said, we do have a wheel picker that would also, well, will give us our very first skill. You know what? Actually, I've decided. I just realized that I paused my recording by accident when I did all of that, or when I was saying all of this. But basically, I'm going to try Maple Up's thing and try and get 99 magic before I get 99 hit points. Uh, Looking at experience gains and so on and so forth, I think I've decided that cooking is just going to be annoying. It's not going to be horrible. I can do the mess hall. I can grind bread and stuff up to level 10. I might even be able to start the beginning of Recipe for Disaster and get access to the Colomancer's chest and buy some ingredients from that after I make stuff and make some money off of cooking and so on. But without further ado, we will go to our picker wheel, and this is it. We have magic, agility, thieving, mining, fishing, cooking. I need to remove attack. Cooking, woodcutting, farming, and hunter. These are the skills that we can go with. Personally, I would like to get fishing or mining. Agility would be nice, but I really don't know how I'm going to make any sort of money with agility. Woodcutting would also be very nice. Uh, yeah. Let's just spin the wheel and see what our first skill is, and then we can get on with everything. And I can hopefully find some new life to invigorate my love for this game. Honestly, it could be worse. 99 agility will be perfectly acceptable. Um, I'll be able to get graceful. Thieving, if we get that, will be fantastic. Because we'll be able to just go and get the outfit and thieve to our heart's content. Agility, honestly, great pick. It is in our top tier. once we get 99 agility, thieving will go into a need it category, and it will just, those two will go hand in hand, and it will be fantastic. If we can get those back to back, honestly, our money issues are relatively solved. We'll have lots of items to do all sorts of things. I'll be able to go and pickpocket ham members and all of that. The downside is I won't be able to go to Mortania for Canifis, I suppose. So training it past, I don't remember what the skill level is off the top of my head, is going to be horrible. And then we're going to be stuck in Sears Village for a good little while until we can get past that. God, falling from things is going to be terrible too. We might be able to just like pick up random things and sell them to try and buy food for falling purposes. Uh, Other than that, I'm pretty thrilled about agility. I know that a lot of people don't to max agility. They typically just get up to a certain level and stop because it's a very, very tedious task. Somewhere else that we could go is the Brimhaven agility. I think it's Brimhaven agility course, and just collect tickets. Something that I'll want to do with this is actually go to the speedrunning world and get the speedrunning outfit, because honestly I really like the speedrunning outfit. I think it's really nice looking. So yeah, I'm pretty excited for this. This should be a pretty good run. Pretty good run, as a good pun for that. I also forgot to mention that I'll add Maple Surrey-Up's YouTube and Alien Foods to the description. They're both great creators. Everybody should go and check them out. And upon looking at my recording and all that, I realized that I messed up on some of the footage and I had a source overlaid over top. I'll make sure to not have that happen again next time. But anyways, I'll try and get the first actual video started for all of this, and we can get to running, I suppose.